Yes. Now, the Lord's Prayer. Yes. Abraham's servant prayed to God, and God directed him to the person who should be wife of his master's son. Yeah. Jacob prayed to God, and God inclined the heart of his irritated brother so that they met in peace and friendship. Oh. Samson, yes. He prayed to God, and God showed him a well where he quenched his burning thirst, and so lived to judge Israel. Judges 15, 18, 20. Yes. Now David prayed, and God defeated the counsel of Ahithophel. Yes. Now Daniel prayed, and God enabled him both to tell Nebuchadnezzar his dream and to give the interpretation of it. Oh, Nehemiah prayed, and God inclined the heart of the king of Persia, yeah, to grant him leave of absence to visit and rebuild Jerusalem. Then there's Esther and Mordecai. Yeah, they prayed. Oh, God defeated the purpose of Haman, saved the Jews from destruction. Esther 4, 15, 17. Yes. Seemed like a lot of the individuals in the Bible, they were praying. Oh. Now, the believers in Jerusalem prayed. Oh. And God opened the prison doors and set Peter at liberty when Herod has resolved upon his death. Paul prayed that the thorn in the flesh might be removed, and his prayer brought a large increase of spiritual strength, while the thorn perhaps remained. 2 Corinthians 12, 7, 10. Prayer is like the dove that Noah sent forth, which blessed him not only when it returned with an olive leaf in its mouth, but when it never returned at all. Isn't that something? Now, of course, there's predestination, and that's another theological term. Yes, it is. But what if I am predestined? Predestined to sue each and every oath of office, yes, for their actual net worth, and using those lawsuits to manage the. Oh, well, predestination is a concept that a lot of people don't understand. Let's say you spent 8 years intentionally violating the laws because you had the attitude that I have no rights as a citizen. And I spent 8 years of pain and suffering, yes, going through some of the most traumatic experiences, yes, because you refused to enforce the law. Now, you're actually fighting against predestination. Now, when you use forgery and fraud to issue court orders, and then I document child abuse and child exploitation, yeah, and you and law enforcement are actual members of Rotary, yeah, you thought you were protecting them from lawsuits, but you actually get sued for being a member of them. Yeah, there's a possibility of predestination. Yeah, haven't really been praying for a while. Yes. Now we can look at this thorn in the flesh. 2 Corinthians 12, 7, 10. Oh, Now, I'm just wanting to make sure that you understand, yes, that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, yes. And you will find out that obstructing the answer to prayer is not the best idea on the part of law enforcement. Not a good idea. I do have the legal right to have my sons. The dissolution of marriage is fraudulent. Yes, they're in the wrong grades. The protection order is fraudulent. Yes, they're in the wrong grades. In fact, I have the attitude that I'm going to speak to Marilyn Van Proyen, and I'm going to ask her if she'd like to reside with me. Now, when I get this attitude, he has a fucking attitude.